Hello, my YouTube family. It is Monday once again. Monday once again. So let's just get started with lips of the day because I have things to talk to you about. I have things to talk to you about. This is kind of like a My Lips But Better nudie, brownish, tannish, beigeish kind of a shade. Let us start off with the liner, which is NYX in brown, aligned, and filled is a Korres lipstick. Korres lipstick. It is a Korres lipstick. It's a sheer. It's a mango butter lipstick. Lipstick with a sheer color for a brilliant high shine. I don't know about brilliant high shine, but there is a bit of shine to it. And the name of this color is called Natural Brown. I have done a lip look on this before, but I think I did it as a combo. This is straight up itself. It's a gorgeous shade, actually. It's called Natural Brown, and hopefully you'll be able to see it because it's really, really sheer. This is what, there you go. This is what Natural Brown looks like. I really gave it a heavy swatch. That is what Natural Brown looks like with a bit of shine to it. And just move this out. Okay, there we go. It was interfering with the brightness. Maybe you can see it a little better now. There we go. There you go. So it's Natural Brown. I like these Korres lipsticks. They're very light. They really are like light in feel and soft, and they have a good amount of lasting power. I mean, you do have to reapply. Even though it's a lipstick, it's got a bit of a shine to it. So maybe it's got a touch of gloss in there. I'm not really sure, but it's called a lipstick. And you have to kind of reapply, I'd say maybe every 3 hours or so. I barely reapplied. So that's basically it in a nutshell, people. That is lips of the day. Let me tell you what happened to me this morning. Looking all over the place for my CoverGirl foundation, the Natural Hue foundation, I cannot find it anywhere, which leads me to believe that I threw it away and I didn't realize I threw it away. Or I threw it away subconsciously. It's supposed to be in the same spot with everything else all the time. I found everything else, my NYX Born to Glow Liquid Illuminator. I found my Maybelline Dream Fresh BB. It's supposed to be with them. Can't find the foundation anywhere. So I'm just going to assume. I thought maybe I put it back. I did not put it away. I did not hide it anywhere. If I threw it away, I don't remember doing it. So that freaked me out a little bit. So of course, it's the morning and I have to rush and I have to get ready to go to work. So I am using this foundation. This is the foundation I'm using. Is the L'Oreal Lumi Magique Light Infusing Foundation, Flawless Skin, as if lit from within. And I'm still mixing it with this because this is extraordinarily light for me. This is way too light. But mixed with this, which is kind of dark for me, it's a perfect shade. And of course, I include my Born to Glow Liquid Illuminator in the mix as well. So I guess I'll be using this from now on because I certainly cannot find the other foundation. I must have thrown it away because I've been having it in the back of my head that I had to throw it away eventually because it was almost finished. But it was almost finished. It wasn't finished fully. I had a few drops left. So maybe subconsciously I threw it away because, I wanted to start a new foundation. So I guess this is going to be the new one from now on. This is what it looks like mixed with everything. It doesn't really look that different to me. Let me know if you see a difference or not. I'm not really quite sure. Still comfortable. The mix of everything, excuse me, the mix of everything is still quite comfortable. It's not heavy on my face. Sometimes I keep my face on until it's almost time for me to go to sleep. Sometimes the makeup is that comfortable that I could keep it on for hours, even after I come home. Sometimes I just want to rip it off my face. Excuse me. But this is the kind of makeup that it's very light. It's, you know, it goes on very nicely. It doesn't leave any dry patches. It's just L'Oreal is the ish. So that's the foundation I'm using. The name of the color, which isn't really a name. Well, it is a name. It's DW6 Gold Camel. Remember I told you about this gold camel and I thought it was gold caramel? Can't really see it. There it is. DW6. It's called Gold Camel. I ordered this from Amazon. So, yeah. And I thought this was my shade. It's way light for me. But mixed with this, which is kind of dark for me, perfect. So that is that with that upon that. That's the whole foundation situation. Saturday's mass for my mom's very, very close friend was rather touching. I really tend to not cry at masses or funerals. I didn't even really cry at my mother's funeral. I cried afterwards. It kind of hit me afterwards. But at the mass, I found myself tearing up. My cousin sitting next to me. She's like, do you want a tissue? And I'm like, no, I'm good. And meanwhile, the tears just, you know, and I'm like, no, I'm good. Oh, it was a hot mess. It was a hot mess. But I wound up, you know, like crying. My father, stoic as ever. The only time I really saw him cry was at my mom's funeral. He's the one that cried. I didn't cry. So that was that with Saturday. And it took up, you know, I thought we were just going to go to the mass and then leave. We went to the mass. Then after the mass, we all met at a restaurant called DJ's Gourmet Buffet. This is the menu. DJ's International Buffet. It's in Garden City. Can I tell you? Oh, this food was happening. And I was starving because I didn't have any breakfast. I was a little, you know, I don't like going, you know, I'm at the point in my age where everybody around me is passing away. And I'm like, this is not supposed to happen. Like, you guys are not supposed to leave me. That's life. Well, you know, I'm attending more funerals than birthdays, and I'm like not happy about that. So it's coming around that age. So we went to the DJ's buffet, and I had such a great time. I mean, even though it was a sad event, we wound up laughing and talking about stories and when we were young and, you know, my mom's friends and when we went to her house in Canada and we were also very young. All my cousins, the cousins that were there, we remember going to Canada and spending some time with her children. And it was, I can't really say it was a lot of fun, but it was warm. And the family stories were just going nonstop. And it was very warm and it was very family oriented. And we all managed to laugh. Even in a sad situation, we all managed to laugh. And I think that was the best of it. Her daughter, my mother's friend's daughter, who, you know, set up the whole mess, she was a wreck. Like, she was a hot mess. But I mean, I'm not talking about, you know, crying on the floor or anything, but you know, when you have to go and you have to go up to the pew and go up in front of the church and speak about the person that passed away. Well, she spoke about my mother. I'm so glad I didn't, because I know I would have been a mess, even though I wasn't crying. But if they had made me go up there and say a few words about my mother, which in retrospect, I wish I had done, but things happen for a reason, or they don't happen for a reason. So when she spoke about her mother, she couldn't get through the entire thing that she wrote She really, she read the whole thing, but I mean, she had to stop and start and stop and start and hold herself and, you know, compose herself as much as she could. She was a mess, but she knew that we were all there, and there was no rush. You know, there was no rush. The mass was half English, half, you know, Haitian, because it was sort of a Haitian mass, really. But you know, it was what it was. And at the end, I think we just all kind of came together, as funerals, I guess, tend to do. If the family is loving and generous and warm to begin with, we just kind of all surrounded her. And you know, now she lost her mother, and I know about losing my mother, so we kind of bonded in that retrospect, in that respect, not retrospect, in that respect. So you know, I told her, your mother may be gone physically, but she's going to still be around. Trust me, she'll be visiting you. She'll be visiting you. You'll know little things. You'll feel her when she's really close by. You will. It's a weird thing, but I still to this day, sometimes there's a commercial that comes on the television that my mom and I used to get a kick out of, and it was like back in 1980 or early 90s. And then the commercial comes back and I'm like, okay, mom, that was you, right? That was you. It's very, very strange. But, you know, it's going to take her some time. She was as close to her mother as I was as close to mine. So that says a lot. So all in all, you know, it was, I can't really say a good time, but it was a warm family gathering. And this place that we had dinner at, we enjoyed it so much. We, meaning my immediate family, that when we have our family dinners, I was like, because apparently my family had a family dinner there before. I missed out because I had a migraine that day. So I finally got to see what DJ's buffet was all about. I love the food so much that I made it a point. I'm like, the next family dinner, this is where we're coming. And the next family dinner is on November 3rd. We're not having one this month because my other cousin, Eric, who didn't go to the mass, couldn't make our family dinner. That we had changed 2 different dates and he couldn't make both dates. So we said, just screw it. Because we all have to be there. We just all have to be there. It's like 5 of us. Let's see, my aunt, my uncle, his wife. Oh no, there's more than 5. I think there's 8 of us. And we all have to be there. When one person misses out, it's really not the same. So we're going to go to the DJ International Buffet on November 3rd. So that's where we're going to have the next family dinner. So, you know, that's what it is. That's how Saturday went. And Sunday, you know, was laundry day, as always. And let me tell you about what happened today. So early in the morning, I put in for my vacation days, my last vacation days of the year. And November 30th is one of the days that I'm taking off, just to let y'all know. November 30th is the day I'm taking off. And, you know, it's just one day in that month. And by the way, I'm not taking any days off this month. You know, I'm walking on eggshells. So I'm not going to rock any boats. So next month, I'm taking the 30th off, which nobody has a problem with covering. It's December's days, because those are my last final days. And I'm taking the last week. I think it's the 28th or the 31st or something like that. And I put in for that week. Well, Hopalong said she can't cover because she's going to take off that week. So that was one. So I sent the email to the remaining backups. Every single one of them cannot cover. Hopalong's backup. Hopalong backup. The backup. And the backup. Can't cover. So I sent the email. Because when this whole back and forth, my department was well aware. And even New Girl can't cover the entire week because the HR department needs her in the HR department. So after all that was settled, I did my part because Shorty sent me an email talking about, you just try to make sure that, somebody that's on the list can cover. Well, I made sure that Shorty was on every single email so she knows that all the backups cannot cover. So she even spoke to she sent an email to the last backup, the backup. She sent an email to that backup. That backup's boss emailed Shorty, CCing all of us, saying she won't be able to cover because we're going to need her that entire week, every single minute of the day. So we got that the last email from Shorty talking about, well, thank you. And that was the last I heard of it. It's up to them now. Just hire a temp. It's as simple as that. I know it costs money. Ooh, the company can afford it. I'm not saying anything because you know what? A couple of years ago, when I put in for vacation, I'm the one that had to change my days because everybody else could not and did not want to change their days. Why should I change my days again? Why is it always me changing my days? Ask somebody else to change their days. So I'm leaving it in Shorty's hands now. You and my boss, y'all figure it out. I did what I had to do. And you can't say that you didn't know because you were included in the email. So that's just that with that upon that. Okay. And as for Hop Along, I only got to see her once. Of course, she didn't have her badge ready as she was talking on the phone. So I had to let her in and let her in the other door. But she said, thank you. And I said, you're welcome. And then that was it. There was no, she wasn't looking at me funny or anything of that nature. Whatever. As a matter of fact, I had to let her in twice. But the second time, I wasn't by myself. Cutie and I were having a conversation. So she walked in. Of course, I had to let her in again. I don't know if she's doing it on purpose, that she's not bringing her badge to open up the doors. Everybody has to carry their badge. Everybody has to carry their badge. But no, she needs to be special. So you know what? It's not that serious. I can easily let you in, sweetheart. I'm not going to make a deal about it. Yeah, there you go. Boom. I have the little clicker thing that opens the door. There you go. Open the back door. Done. Bye. See ya. Tomorrow is going to be the real test of if everything is swept under the rug, which I know for a fact it isn't. Because with her, she's already pretty much told me that, when people hurt her feelings, she tends to get into this revenge mode. What you getting into revenge mode for? What you getting in revenge over me? So we'll just see. I'm just playing it cool like nothing happened. We shall see how tomorrow goes. Okay. I'll fill you in. Don't you worry. So we shall see how A, vacation goes, and B, how the rest of the week goes with Hop Along. My life is just full of adventure. I told you October sucks. Didn't I tell you October sucks? And here's another thing. In the mail, Pop and I both got a violation ticket. Me for speeding. Apparently, the speed limit was 25 and I was going 36. So yeah, I have to pay $50 for that. And I think my father's is because he ran a yellow light or red light or whatever. So I'm going to pay that one during the weekend because both my father and I have a thing about paying tickets when it comes to the law. You certify that bad boy so they can't cry, oh, we never got it. Oh, really? I got a certified signed receipt that here it says that you did. So I'm telling you people, October is a month from hell for me. It really, really is. Thank goodness this week is the last week of October. And, next week we'll be in the month of November and Thanksgiving vacations and all of that. So next Thanksgiving will be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then I take that following Monday off as well. So at least that will be that. It's December. That I just want to see how long it's going to take them in my department to figure out and let me know. Because you can't talk to me about the week before and then say, well, Nancy, you can't take the following week off because. No. Y'all better let me know. Either that or pay me the week. What's it going to be? You just going to let me swallow the week like I did a couple of years ago? At least the couple of years ago, y'all gave me time to at least exchange the week. This is the final week in December. Unless you give me another week in January. I'll be glad to take a January vacation. I want to see how they're going to figure it out. I really do. Yeah. So, 3 weeks prior to that last week in December, they better talk to me about something, because I'll just send a nice email to Shorty, because you know my supervisor doesn't want to have anything to do with me, to Shorty, and ask her, is the last week fine for me to take off, because I haven't heard anything. But I'm not going to rock any boats right now. Figure it out. Okay, people. Okay. That is just that. With that, upon that. This is Lips of the Day. And, yeah. This is Lips of the Day. Okay? And the work day and vacation days and all of that. All right. So that is that. With that upon that, let me know what you think. Hit me up. I'm still rather confused as to what happened to my foundation. I really am. But, you know, I've got a ton of other foundations. So, and since I am using this new one right here, I might as well, right? I'm not going to stress. I'm too old to stress. And I do not want to be hitting the grave anytime, any earlier than necessary. Okay? So that is all I have to say about that. Now, I want you all to have a good evening. I am going to have a good evening. I have a feeling I have something else to tell you, but I really don't. I told you about vacation days. I told you about my ticket. I told you about the mass on Saturday. I really don't think I have anything else to talk to you about. Was there anything on television yesterday that, not that I know of? Oh no, last night I DVR'd everything because I was watching the breakup, but before the breakup, I was watching Office Space. My DVD, Office Space. I haven't seen that video in a long time. And OMG, it still is funny as ever. And I can still relate. Anybody who works in an office can relate to this movie. Even though it's a early 1990s movie, mid 1990s, could have been 1993, 4, 5, somewhere around there. And Jennifer Aniston is in it. The scene where they're beating up the printer. And the guy who plays Samir, it is just too hilarious. That scene cracks me the hell up every single time. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, there are probably little bits of Office Space that you could YouTube, you could check out on YouTube. And then there's Milton with his red stapler. I was this close to ordering a red stapler from Amazon, because you know they're selling them. They're selling them because of the movie. But, you know, I really don't need to. In any event, that's it. That's all. I love you. I love my YouTube family. Hit me up. Let me know what you think. It's really nothing, you know, it's nothing spectacular. It's just my lips were better, really. Let me know what you think, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Okay, my loves? I love you all so much. Bye now.